the camera sucking his soul out of his body. That's that concerned face he had going on. I've been reading your guys's. So I actually, this second phone, I haven't actually completely like hooked it up and logged into everything. So I can't comment on it. I need to go ahead and do that because then I can be like, hey, I could be in the chat with you guys. Happy Veterans Day to everybody that's a veteran or have veterans in your family tomorrow. How's everybody doing? I feel so much better already. That cream that Kelly gave me with the shoot, I forget what it's called. Anyway, works really well. Okay, no Vicky. My house smells amazing. Oh, hi, Dawn. Okay. Alicia. Okay, we got everybody coming in. One of these days I'll figure out all the things. So everybody is invited to our members live. So you get to see the chaos in the kitchen. I shifted over to the kitchen. Remember when we used to do lives right here? I do. I feel better. I'm not in as much pain. I do still have to bring in a bunch of the firewood because it's getting wet. So the tarp, when I put the tarp over the top, the fence was poking in it and causing these tiny little holes. So that's kind of a pain in the hiney. But does Kelly have more of the comfrey? It was comfrey salve that she made. I'll tell you guys, you can order that comfrey. Look it up and order some and make it. Like, it's really pretty cool. I'm assuming she means the comfrey, Kelly. But it's made a huge difference, and I feel a lot better. I still hurt. I definitely still hurt, but it's not as bad as it was. So that's good. Is everybody getting a good signal? So I'm not going to be able to. We're not going to be able to do lives here for much longer. On the members only lives we will, which is supposed to be on Thursdays, and we couldn't get good signal, or I had a whole hot mess with my truck yesterday, and so it missed. And so this was going to be a members live, but obviously pushed the wrong button, so it's like a bonus for everybody. I forgot to leave you another jar. Why were you leaving me another jar, Kelly? So I'm excited to see everybody, and I hope that everybody has a happy Veterans Day and gets to do super fun stuff and whatever. The wood stove is going like nobody's business. I'm gonna have to crack a window because it's gonna get really hot in here. It says 82 minutes. What's 82 minutes? We won't shun the non-members. No, we will not. It's just a bonus. I was in such a terrible mood on Tuesday, so we'll just pretend like last Tuesday didn't happen. It was such a terrible. I got a lot of comments that it was just really bad footage. Like, so it when people, a lot of people watch them after the fact. So we probably get about 500, almost 600 views on the lives throughout the week. So yeah, there was a lot of people that had mentioned that one was a bad live. So I was hoping that we would be able to do it in the living room, which we will once the Starlink goes up. We'll be able to, no problem. But I'm actually getting to, the subscriber count is up. I think we went up like 25 subscribers from last Wednesday's video. Kimmy made it. Kimmy, you'll laugh at me because I sent you the link because it was a members only live, but I put it out to everybody. So we're having a redo from Tuesday. And Chloe is pacing, and my back's on fire, so I'm scooting closer. Did you get one of the holders together? No, I haven't. Let's see. I have not put them together. I kind of puttered around today, and I think tomorrow I'm going to get up early and I'm going to start working and getting a bunch done. I've been doing the little things so that tomorrow I can just do the big thing. So this back wall is going to be enclosed, and I'm going to start working on the kitchen sink area. So I'm hoping to get a lot of that done. Let's see. Sarah Shaw. Hi, Heather. Look and sound great here. Hello to everyone from the tail end of the Rocky Mountains. Happy Veterans Day. Thank you for your service. You're welcome. Glad you're here. Glad you're here hanging out with us. Hi, Nancy. Bob, you made it. Kimmy's in the middle of Walmart. Sketchy service. Tiffany, hello. So yeah, we've been, the dogs and I have been hanging out. I've just kind of been going out and getting firewood as needed and bringing it in, because carrying it, for those of you that don't know, I either really bruised my tailbone or I fractured it when I fell, which actually that video will come out next Wednesday. You don't really see me fall, but I'll point it out in the video that that's when I fell. So that'll be next Wednesday's video. But so yeah, I'm just having to be very, very careful with it, and carrying in any extra weight and then stepping upstairs. Carrying the weight is hard, and then stepping upstairs is up a stair is really hard, really hurts. So Kelly picked up some firewood holders for me, and we're gonna bring probably a half a cord inside and let it dry inside here, and I'll just like bring it a little bit at a time and start filling that up and letting the firewood, letting it dry from all the rain, because the rain has been horrendous. We are supposed to get snow Tuesday night, maybe. It's like 30 degrees. But that's only if it rains or snows, if it is still raining or whatever. But it's not even going to stay the next day because it's supposed to be in the 40s. So we are actually quite a bit warmer than what we normally are this time of year. El Nino is good. But I think we've gotten more rain. Like, I feel like we've broke a record. I think if it was actually snowing with the amount of rain that we've gotten, we would already have 4 feet of snow. But thankfully it is not. So yeah, I'm just going to like get the wettest. My son did bring the red tractor back up. So tomorrow afternoon in my break, or I'm just going to ask him if he can bring all my firewood over here to the shipping container. And then that way I won't have to walk as far. So that'll be good. And then we split a whole bunch, and I'll take one that we've already kind of halfway emptied. I'll take it over there and fill that and then bring it back over here. And then I'll just have to carry things in. Let's play for some good health for our whole community this winter. Exactly, Robin. Exactly. Bob, I only fall from the top step of a step ladder with a sheet of plywood or walking on flat ground. That's not good. Don't do that. Hi, Laura. Yep. So I've been kind of watching. There's been a few lives that there was one that I can't remember who it was, but it was just a bunch of guys talking about their veteran stories, and it's hilarious. When we get to this age, we just talk about what hurts. I think it's so funny. I was just like laughing the whole time because I was like, basically they're talking about everything that hurts. I know like all of their medical records now. I was like, okay. It's kind of funny. You cooking dinner on your stove? No, I'm heating up water because I'm gonna do dishes here in a little bit. I've been kind of doing the carnivore diet this last week, and so I just had like a bunch of meat this morning and those stuffed mushrooms that you brought over. Yeah. Okay. So one of the guys, Vicky, was like 72. Most of them were Vietnam veterans, but there was one guy that turned 50, just recently turned 50. So I was like, I just turned 50 last summer. But yeah, I can't believe I'm gonna be 51 this year. You guys, the time just like flies so fast. It's just crazy how quickly it goes. Tiffany's been a member for 6 months. Yes. Thanks, girl. You always give us the super chats, which I think is so cool. KJ's been a member for 9 months. Thank you. Let's see. Heather, is that flashlight on? It is, because that's kind of how we do light around here. I don't even know if I need to put in real lights because these flashlights work really well. It was looking super dark in the back. Kelly's been a member for 23 months. Vicky's been a member for 20 months. Okay, you guys, is the membership worth it? That's the question. Thanks for your service also, Joe Cool. The new track lighting, exactly. I did have a company reach out that wants to sponsor some indoor lighting. So we'll say she actually was like, do you want outdoor lighting or do you want indoor lighting? I said, well, right now I want indoor lighting, and next summer I'll want some outdoor lighting. So we gotta get some lights in the barn and all around the barn and all that kind of stuff. And I do want to find a sponsor for a game camera, like a video game camera. So I know that I've seen on, and you guys don't do it to us, so I'm super, super grateful, but I have seen it with other channels where people get upset about sponsors. And so I kind of want to explain that to you so that it makes a little bit more sense. I think it's really easy to assume that YouTubers make a lot of money, and some do. There's the potential of that is definitely there. But channels like us, even though we've hit the 7,030 subscribers, thank you guys for all of you that have shared, and like, it's so helpful and I so appreciate it. We basically, like, for instance, this lighting thing, I won't get cash, but I'll get the product. And so that helps me not have to go purchase that. So, this channel, we only make about $350 a month. And that was when we were posting 3 times a week. And so now that we've gone down to 1 time a week, that's going to actually drop. So just watch the video 3 times. We'll keep it right up there. We challenge you guys. Watch the videos 3 times. But the sponsors help us with getting product that we need for our build. And then we just do a short thing. For instance, Blue Eddy, you guys can see the Blue Eddy back there. That was a game changer for us because we were struggling with all of our batteries that I had purchased. And they were old batteries to begin with. So they were on their way out anyway, but the last winter killed them. And so even though thank you, Tiffany, even though we got the solar hooked up and the wind turbine hooked up, we basically had to have the brakes on the wind turbine this whole time because we don't have the battery system for the electricity to go into. And so we were still running the generator a whole lot and still doing all that. So when Blue Eddy reached out to us, it was worth it to me to do a whole video. And I really hope that I answered your guys' questions. And I do have 2 more videos for the Blue Eddy. So if you did have questions, go to that video and ask it in the comments, because I'm actually going to go through and answer the questions in, it won't be a solid video all by itself, but we'll insert it into another regular video. And I'd like to answer some questions that you guys have concerning whether or not to purchase that. This is the funniest thing, is I'd actually been researching that because I was trying to figure out how to buy it. And you guys know that we're on a super tight budget, and that's fine. I don't mind being on a tight budget. I enjoy what we're doing and how we're doing it. But something like that, if you have the money for it, and if you're going to do a tiny space or something like that, it has to be a question that's a relative to the product, Bob. And so then when they reached out, I was so excited because we actually did not know we were going to have to run the generator for all electricity, which is expensive. I mean, it just really adds up. And I'm going to tell you, I run the generator probably 2 hours a day now, and that's it. And we were running it for quite a while. So I get up in the morning and I charge the other Blue Eddy, the smaller one that I have, and every 3 or 4 days I charge the one that I have upstairs. Yeah, are there any other Vietnam veterans here? If you are, let us know. Now, my mom and my biological father and my stepfather were Vietnam veterans, and my grandfather and his brother, they were World War II veterans. So I come from a big veteran family. But anyway, kind of back to that. Our video did really well, so thank you guys. I love that you watch what we put out, and you guys totally get it. Hi, Danielle. And you support us, and I really do appreciate that. But I was gonna buy that anyway. So hi, Charlene. Thank you for your shares. I'm not even gonna watch on this phone because I'm close enough. I can read. I can read what you guys are putting up. So that's kind of how the sponsorship situation goes. Some of the bigger channels definitely pay you to do a commercial, and who knows, one day we may get there. Well, we will get there. I'm not even gonna say may. I feel like we are. No glasses or anything exactly, KJ. Look at that. I can read that from here. Bob says Vietnam veterans are a generation. That was awesome. Yeah, I do know that I ride motorcycle. Haven't in the last few years, but we rode with a lot of vets. They really are no BS. Hi, Jim. How are you? So, yeah, that's kind of, I don't know what I wanted to say about that. Cause I was watching a video and I was reading the comments, and people were like telling this guy he was a sellout cause he was doing, sponsor videos. And I was like, dang, that's so mean. Vietnam veterans had hell. Yep. Thank you, Joe Cool. Yeah. Welcome home. Welcome home. I've been watching veteran stuff all day, so I've been crying all day because, the Vietnam veteran stuff is a heartbreaker. Kimmy, what have you been up to today? Other than hanging out in Walmart. The dogs are gonna fight over. They're gonna fight over something. Chloe, it's not your food. So I'm really excited. I rode bikes with vets too in Oklahoma, Robin. Yeah. It's pretty cool, pretty awesome. So this wall behind you guys, so we put in the outdoor faucets for the in this wall behind you guys, and they didn't have we have 2x6 studs here, and they didn't have the one for 2x6s. They only had one for 2x8s. And so now I have to push that put that beautiful pup on. Chloe, come here. Bob wants to see you. He says you're beautiful. Come here. Come on. Oh, you can do it. I know it's tight right there. Oh, come on. I got you, girl. I got you. I got you, girlie. There you are. Okay, say hi. Look at that good girl. She's such a good girl. Okay. She's so pretty. All right, hold on. Took my brother-in-law out for lunch today, and he's a Vietnam veteran. Justin, you want to say hi? Come on. Oh, hi. Okay. Okay. There's Justin. Oh, goodness. You could die. I could drop you, and you could just die. Hi, Worry Wart. There he is. Okay. He's like, no, I want to be back up on your lap. even though I think I'm gonna die when I get up there. Let's see. I just love corgis. They are so cute. And the problem is that they think they're German shepherds. And so they think that they can go after the coyotes and bigger dogs and all those things. And I'm like, no, you cannot. I have to actually shut them in here now because we had a coyote run up on the back pin. And then my son said that there was a death from the ankles down. Okay, Justin, you guys, I had finished the roll of paper towels, and I had the paper towel roll thing, the insert in the middle. He was like, I'm going to kill it. I'm bringing out my inner Malinois, and I'm going to kill it. It was so funny. We were doing bite work over there in the entryway. Yeah. I used to do that with German Shepherds. I used to train Schutzen, and man, doing the bite work was literally the most fun. And a friend of mine on Facebook has to get rid of her German Shepherd. Was her son's dog. Her son's gone to college, and she just doesn't have time for him. She's like a 10-month-old German Shepherd, and I'm like, no, I want it. Chloe hates other dogs, though. She's a little brat. She's a little brat. Whew. Wood stove is working. It's a working. There we go. Bring in a little air. I blocked it. I can't get behind me. Okay, so this is really funny. We've been living in this makeshift kitchen for all summer long, right? And we did, you guys that have watched, you know that we got this $10 dishwasher, and it's been like pushed up in the corner, and we've been stacking things on top of it. We really have like no place to put plates and stuff. So of course I've got inside the oven, we've got all the pans and such, and then underneath in the warming drawer we've got our paper plates and such. And I pulled it out, and I'm like cleaning up, and I called Kim, and I was like, or Kim called me, and we were chatting, and I was like, hey, how come we never put anything inside the dishwasher? Like, why did we think of that? It's so funny. I was cracking up because I'm like, neither one of us thought to do that. What'd you say, Bob? Our PD Shepherd used to think I was dominant. He would lay down and roll on his back for me. Did he do bite work, or was he just narcotics detection? Where'd you get your wood stove? At Ziggy's in Post Falls. They have the exact same one in the one in Hayden, though, also. And it was their cheap one. So it was like $900, I think. But with all of the, this is double walled piping. And then I have to have single walled piping to go out. And then it's the triple wall all the way up. I think I ended up paying the same amount for all the piping, but I got enough piping to put it. It was going into the shop. This is the one that was going to go into the shop, and it probably still. Hi, Jody. All right, bud, you're messing up stuff. Hi, Jody. And so I still have a whole bunch of extra stuff to move this one into the shop and have that in there eventually. It's for 2,000 square feet. Let's see. That was awesome, Jim. What'd you say, Jim? I have to go back now. Took my brother-in-law out for lunch. He was today he's a Vietnam vet. Got you. Let's see. Bite. He was a bite dog and he was submissive? That's interesting. I had one shepherd. Her name was Maya, and she really and truly should have been a police dog. I had actually gotten her. It's a big old crow. I got her. The breeder owed me a dog. I had done some training. Hi, Janet. I had done some training for her, and she owed me a dog. And she called me, and she said, Heather, I sold this dog, and she's so dominant. She's not letting their Rottweiler go outside and go to the bathroom, and she's just way too much dog for them. Will you come look at her and see if you would be interested in her? Because I don't know what to do with her. And so I went over and I was like, yeah, I'll take her. And she was so hardcore. She would actually, when she would do the bite work, she would bend the bar in the bite sleeve because she was like, well, okay, so her grandsire came from East Germany. He was the very first dog imported out of East Germany after the wall came down. So really hardcore dog, and he produced these really hardcore dogs. And she was just absolutely the coolest dog. And I had her until she died. But she was a lot of dogs. She would have made a phenomenal police dog. Let's see. His handler got so irritated, even in his harness and vest, he would just roll over and let me rub his belly. Yeah, that's not good. That is not good. I had a friend, another dog trainer, who we were testing the dogs. He's like, let's see which one of your dogs would actually do something if something happened. And so I had two of my dogs. One, his name was Vic, and then Maya. And so Vic and Maya, I was out. He had a key to the house. He went into the house like he was acting like he was breaking in. So he like went around the house and like tried test windows and stuff. And then he went inside and he hid. And I turn onto my road, and I live way out in the middle of nowhere in Texas at this time. And so I turned down the road, and I wasn't even like turning into my driveway yet. And the two dogs went on alert. And by the time I got pulled in, they wouldn't let me get out of the vehicle before them. Like, and these are very well trained dogs. Like, they knew better. They did not do. They jumped over me. I opened my driver's side door. They jumped over me and took off running for the house. Did not do the tracking around. It was straight into the house and straight to where he was hiding. And Maya bent the bar into his arm. He almost couldn't get his arm out of the sleeve, and he had a hidden sleeve. And yeah, he was like, yeah, those two dogs would pretty much kill anybody that came into your house. But it was pretty cool. That was a lot of fun. I miss training dogs. I miss training protection dogs. They're a lot of fun. Let's see. But Heather, I was the only person he did that with. Okay, well, that's good. That's good. I'm on top chat. I'm not on live chat, so I'm missing some stuff. Well, okay, so let me tell you guys what happened with my truck on Thursday. So Dwayne and Kelly came over, and Dwayne from Deer Haven Off-Grid Homestead, and Dwayne replaced my steering column for me because I'd hurt my tailbone and I couldn't do it. I think I could have done it if I wasn't hurting. There was no way I could lay in that position. But anyway, super grateful because it only took him like maybe an hour to switch those out. And so we got those switched out. My son and I put new batteries in it and started right up. He's a champ. And so it showed that I had a little over a quarter of a tank. And so I was like, awesome. I will go ahead and drive into Walmart. I had some errands to run. So I went into Walmart, and by the time I pull into Walmart, it's like acting weird. So it's not wanting to turn right. It's like super jerky. And then, and I actually ended up talking to Dwayne on the phone, and he's like, is your 4-wheel drive on? And I was like, see, I haven't driven in 2 years. So yes, it was kind of on. And so he's like, well, that's why it's turning like that. I'm like, yeah, but it didn't do it every time. It only did it like once I got into Walmart and went to go park. And so that was super weird. Where usually when it's in 4-wheel drive and you go to turn, it's like, no, I was losing power steering and like all this stuff. And I'm like, it's acting like it's running out of fuel, which, you know, is really bad in a diesel. And so then I was like, okay, well, this is weird. And I start driving to the gas station, and it just dies on me. And this is like 2:30, so traffic was like kicking in and all this kind of stuff, leaving town and such. And I was able to luckily pull over and pull into this it was a country inn place. And then I called, actually, I called Kelly first because she was the last person that I had chatted with. And I was like, oh, this happened. I'm going to call Darla and Randy and have them come out. And because she was already home. So I was like, no worries. I'm going to call Darla and Randy. And so I called Darla and Randy and they're like, we're on our way. And I said, just grab 5 gallons of diesel. And then I think it ran out of gas or fuel. And so they get there and he's like, well, are you sure? And so we were kind of looking at it and I'm like, it says it has a 1/4 of a tank, but it acted like it ran out of gas. And so then we went back, filled up the tank, the gas can, brought it back, filled up the truck. It started like a champ. And then I drove it to the gas station. They followed me and then I filled it up. So that's what it was. It was that. And then we filled up the oil and, Randy checked all the fluids and such for me. And, yeah, we got all of that squared away, and now he's great. He's running great. So, yeah, that's what it was. And that just mentally wore me down. You guys, who else does this? I have to psych myself up to go into town. Like, I am not one of those people that I would literally stay home and until I ran out of everything. and I went into town because I ran out of toilet paper. I was like, I have to get toilet paper. I can't not have toilet paper because not only did I run out of toilet paper, but I ran out of paper towels. So I was like, yeah, I have to go into town. So I went into town, picked up the spray foam because I also needed a thing of spray foam. And I was like, I'll get those few things. And I got a couple of other things. And then I started back home and then it died on me. That was so frustrating. But I'm so grateful it wasn't anything else. And the gas gauge is still stuck, but I have not gone out there and messed with it. It's been raining on and off. Jody's the same way. I hate going into town. And Jim's the same, hates going into town. It is like a whole thing. It's when Kim is here, I have no issues with it. I'm like, she's like, okay, we're going. Okay, we go. And I go and it's not even a thing. But when I'm by myself, I'm just like, can I go without that? Like, do I really need to go into town? But I do have to say, I absolutely love driving my truck. And I love that truck. I am selling it. I am selling it. And it makes me sad, but unless we can get the channel to just take off, and I don't need the money, but I do need the money, and so I'm gonna put him up for sale, put a for sale sign in him, so I know while I'm driving him around, it'll end up selling. People are looking for trucks that they can move snow with and such, and this is one of those trucks that'll do that, but it just kind of makes me sad because I really like that truck a lot. It's fun to drive. And it is like it's such a bare bones. Like it's old style, roll down your window. It's a great if there's an EMP, it's a perfect truck for that. You have to roll down your windows. There's like no automatic anything. It's fantastic. And he's in really good shape too. It's like in really good shape. I really do wish that I could take it down to Arizona. There's a company there that will completely go over your whole engine and like change out all the gaskets and fix everything. I can't remember what it's called, but it costs like 10 grand. And if the channel had taken off, I would have done that. I would have driven that sucker down to Arizona and I would have had that done and I would keep that truck forever. So there's that. I know the wonderful feeling of your truck being broke down and then getting it and driving is the best feeling ever. It is, isn't it, Mary? Was that like with yours when you got yours fixed? It is so cool. That 200 in storage is from the pandemic. That 200 in storage. What 200 in storage are you talking about? Normally gauge isn't on a fuse because it's a float sensor. Yeah. get all my errands done once a week, and then when I go out, minus groceries, which I get delivered on Friday. So when I lived in Washington, I would once, because as disabled veterans, we get paid once a month. We get paid on the first. So I would literally, by the third, I would do my big run, and I would drive into town because I had 45 minutes out of town. I'd drive into town. I'd do Costco. I'd do Walmart. I'd go to the feed store and get all my animal feed, grain and such, and did all the big shopping that there was. And I had a 3-year pantry. So pretty much I had goats that I milked. I had chickens that laid eggs. I had a freezer full of meat. So I didn't have to do a lot of stuff. But if you don't have a garden, or if it's not garden season, then I would have to buy like fresh veggies and such. I have to process 2 deer tomorrow. Thankful to have the meat for the freezer. Oh, Danielle, that's awesome. I need to process 2 goats and 3 sheep. It's about the same size. Hopefully your deer are a little bigger. But yes, I did see in Walmart, when I was in Walmart, they have these little chest freezers that I actually think would fit right across from the refrigerator. Let's see. Jody, hi Heather. Sorry I'm late. Are you doing better? I am doing better. I definitely feel better. The bruising all down the side of my body, like my arm, is better. I don't know if you could see. There was a nasty bruise on my elbow, but it's starting to go away. And I've been doing stretches and such with my neck because I do think I got a little bit of whiplash. And, I'm just, the bruising part is done. My tailbone still hurts. It's definitely not as bad. It's definitely getting better, but it does still hurt. I just buy the commercial rolls, super large ones, once a year from Grainger, 1,000 times cheaper than off the shelf. We don't have a Grainger. We don't have that. That would be cool to do. If you need help, let you know. Oh, I might. Single ply. Yeah, nope. Can't do single ply. I have to say there's a few things that I am like, it has to be a specific brand. Now, and the toilet paper has got to kind of be it. But I will do the Great Value brand that's like Charmin's. That's the one that we do. There's a Grainger in Spokane. I've never seen that. Maybe we'll have to go, Kelly. Of course, Kelly knows what a Grainger is. Yes, she does. That's where everything is. I don't even look for anything anymore. I'm just like, Kelly, I need such and such. She finds it for me. She's like, on it. I'm on it. This is my superpower. It's fantastic. It is absolutely fantastic. It's not Charmin, but it's pretty good. Oh, that's nice. So I did talk to my friend Jennifer today, and Stinky Billy will be coming back to breed Sissy and Miss Darla. Darla and one of her kids have had pink eye the last few weeks, and they are now officially over it, both of them. So that's really good. We've been giving them, yeah, Kelly, you definitely need to start a business doing that. That's like the best. So anyway, they're done with pink eye. So now I've just got to get, Spokane's too crazy for me too. I am not a fan of going into Spokane. I'm like, get in and get out as quickly as possible. But I don't want, so Miss Junie, who I really like, the little black goat that we have, except for she is very aggressive towards food, towards Darla, put out this huge 600-pound round bale of hay, and she is literally like headbutting everybody off of it. I'm like, girl, there is enough hay there. You can stop it. But she was being super aggressive, and I'm just like, okay, I just can't anymore. The problem with goats, if they have horns, so they use their horns to protect themselves. So it's, when you're in an environment like I'm at, it's a pretty good idea for them to have horns. But they also will like get under the hind leg into the belly area of the other goats, and with their horns, and they can gut them. So if you have one that's being super aggressive, you either need to dehorn them, which is a little bit more difficult when they have horns, or get rid of them. And I just, that's my line. I just don't keep aggressive animals. That's my rule. I just don't. It's not fair to the others. And Darla's so sweet, and she just doesn't do anything wrong. Deer Haven Home Shopping Network, based on the Okie Girls Home Shopping Network. I caught an episode today to TDY to Shepherd's Air Force Base in Texas in 2000. That's funny. These women would shop and then resell at a profit on the public access channel. Yeah, Kelly, you'd be good at that. Kelly finds like really, really good deals. Really good deals. Hospital have inventory shoppers. What is everybody's weather like? So we are pretty sure it's like 38 or 39, I think was the last time I looked here today. It's going to be in the 40s the rest of the week. And then it's definitely cooler at night. But yeah, it's... So after I get off the live, I'm going to have to go bring in more firewood. That's kind of how I've been doing it. We're hot and then we're cold. We're yes and then... Peggy Smith. Where is Kimmy? Kimmy is in Boise with her kids. With the kiddos. Mid-30s to mid-60s. Mary, 75 yesterday, 53 today, but sunny. Yeah, I'm excited. I was looking at her eye, Darla's eye, and it's going back to normal. So that's really... Pink eye is so weird in goats. It literally it looks like a zombie eye because it's all white and then it has like red in it. And it will heal itself, as I was reading, because I've never had one get pink eye. So I don't know where they got it, where they picked it up at. But we got a spray for them, and I kept spraying them, which they hate. And then, so now they run from me. They're like, they don't want to have anything to do with me. But it's taken, I'm going to say like 3 weeks of spraying it. Just leaving Costco now. Did you fall? Peggy, I did fall. I fell off the sawmill and gave myself, I think, was like a very light concussion because I had a headache for about a day and a half. And then some whiplash, some bruising all down the left side, and bruised or fractured my tailbone. So basically they can't do anything about it. If I could drive into Spokane and get x-rays done, or I can go to the emergency room and get x-rays done. But there's literally nothing. They treat it the same. It just has to heal. So I don't go to the doctor. I'm terrible. I don't go to the doctor unless I absolutely have to. So I was like, it's fine. If that's all they can do about it, then why go? Makes no sense. So I've just been treating it as if it is fractured, and I am healing. I am getting better. 47 and dark. It's already dark, Tiffany. It's 37 in Boise, 49 and cloudy. Yeah, we have been cloudy, and the fog is so thick you can't see the lake or the mountain on the other side. And it'll be like mid-afternoon and we've still got like all that fog. It's so crazy. Guys, I'm so excited to get this kitchen done. So I don't know how many more lives we'll be able to do sitting right here, because it'll show you what we've already gotten done. I don't know. Can you see way up there? Right there. Right there. Right there's the thing. Not there, but there. 27 here in Rivers, Manitoba, Canada. Oh, that's cold. You know when you say, faded away. You know when you say you're busting butt at the homestead, that is not the way it's supposed to go, right? So true. 40 and cloudy in St. Mary's. St. Mary's is so pretty. We're going to have to drive down there this summer and visit. Come see your place, Danielle. Yeah, KJ, I took it literal. And when it happened, I was like, did that just happen? Hope you feel better soon. Loving watching you all. Thanks, Peggy. We've definitely needed this. I'm an overachiever. We've definitely needed this break. Is no pun intended. Because we push ourselves really, really hard. All summer long, actually, we pushed ourselves really hard, and physically we were hurting. I think that we are going to embrace the concept of putter. So I think we're really truly gonna try to do like 3 hours a day, 6 days a week, and just get done what we're getting done. And I think we're gonna probably stay at 1 video a week, because physically it's just kind of kicking our heinies, and I think that's actually slowing us down because we're just exhausted and we're not working as well. And then you start not enjoying it as much, and that's where I don't want to be. We are starting to get dark here, Robert. Yeah, it's dark at like 4:15 here, which I just think is ridiculous. So when I end at 4, I'll have enough time to get firewood in here, take care of critters, and like if I do 2 or 3 loads of firewood, which is what I try to do. I try to get for at night to finish stacking it for the night, and then the morning. So, hi Connie, we don't bounce back like we used to. No, 38 and dark in Minnesota. I've been dodgy all week. Woke up Wednesday at midnight, very sick to stomach, green congestion. You need some Mullen. You need to get some Mullen. I watched an old video. Okay, so I have made a decision on the RV. I'm gonna bring you guys into the loop. So when I bought the RV, with the intention of living in it and then gutting it all the way down to the trailer and building a tiny house on it and having that as either a rental or guest space, but probably a rental. And so I was in this like, well, I'm just going to sell it. So it's not here. I'm just going to sell it. But Kim and I have chatted about it, and I have decided that we're going back to plan A, and we're going to keep it. We're going to pull everything out of it that is reusable, and I'll either sell those things or we'll reuse them in the tiny house. And yes, Tiffany said, welcome anyone that's new, watching, and not commenting. Thanks, girl. I need you to remind me of those things. Dark here in Greer, South Carolina. I don't like it. I don't like it either. I don't like it getting this dark so early. It's terrible. You know, when it's like what day is the shortest day of the year? I can't remember. If you like the content, please like and subscribe. Yes, exactly. And share. And watch Wednesday's video 3 times. You guys are the best. So anyway, we've decided we're going to do that. We're going to do that with the RV. And then we can either sell it when it's done, which those are selling starting at like 60,000, but really right around 75,000 for those ones that are redone like that. The short days are not fun. They are not. And tell us how smart and pretty we are, right, Kimmy? Especially in the winter, we need it a lot. We don't shower as often. So that's what we're doing with the RV. It's going to stay right where it is. I'm moving things into it to store. And then in the spring, we'll be pulling that off. We'll be finishing up the barn wherever we had to stop. So the plan is to continue to work on the barn. I still really want to get the roof on it. We're just gonna, I know the month of December, we kind of plummet with the cold, but I think as long as we don't have 4 feet of snow, that we could still continue to do the framing. We may not get the metal up there because working on the metal in 30-degree weather is just super cold. But if I can at least get all the framing done so that in the spring, when it warms up a little bit, then I can start putting the metal on. That would be really nice. 49 degrees in Taylorsville, Utah. Yeah, Tiffany, we have gotten a lot done. It's really neat to see old pictures and such. And then you're like, wow, okay, I did get a lot done. We did get a lot done. But I was watching, I jumped off the mullein, you guys. I was watching this video of a guy that was showing how to do that, strip that off, and his wife had COVID, and this was 2 years ago. And he was like, yeah, we got this stuff, it's called mullein, from this guy, and she could barely breathe, and she started taking it, and she literally by the next morning was breathing just fine, and that stuff works that good. It was really cool. It was really cool to see that. Hear somebody say that. Great question, Bob. I missed the question. Let me go back and find it. Question. Can you start putting on siding before the roof framing if it is too windy to do the roof framing? So my concern with that would be because we get really heavy winds up there. So my concern would be, and I guess this is a KJ question. The wind, we get the wind. So I'm thinking that it would hit the siding and be pushing and maybe come up and go inside and then push on the other side and blow out that wall. That was kind of my thought. So I don't know. In fact, that was my concern with even doing even putting the roof on would literally, wind load would be a concern with that. Okay. See, that's what I was thinking. So, I mean, I'm even like, okay, we have to have like 4 days of no wind and then a bunch of everybody to come over and help put the metal on, because even just getting half of it on and then having a really bad windy day would cause problems, cause damage. So I don't know, that would be my concern with that. We're there when you need me. I know, Kelly, you guys are fantastic. KJ, you are right. You are smart and you do your homework. Trust your instincts. Yeah. That was kind of my thought, just because I've seen multiple things blow out. So, I'm super worried about that. Let's see. Now I'm sitting in the car while my son is getting his haircut at the barber shop. He refuses to let me do it, even though I did it for 18 years. The barbershop has all the men. He's surrounded by you girls all the time. He's like, I would like to just go sit with a group of men and get my hair cut. Bob says, I have seen traditional stick frame construction do it. I have, but I don't think it sits. So they're real quick to get the roof on after that. Because that was my plan on doing it that way. Putting at least the house wrap on. And then getting started on the roof because of the wind coming up and even trying to move it with that. So that was literally how I was planning on doing it, putting it up, and then coming back and doing all the siding and such. But they do get the roof on. Yeah, that's what KJ's saying. They do get the roof on really quick. And so that's just not going to happen with Kimmy and I if we're here doing it ourselves. Now we do have people that have volunteered to come help, and we'll probably have another big build day. But you guys know me, I don't like to really put anybody in a position. I'm not afraid of heights. So going up there and and at least tacking the roof, top, sides, and bottom. And getting it all on and then going back on there. And Anchors Down said that we could use their lift. So that will be super helpful. But so it's just going to kind of be one of those things where we've got to get it up pretty quickly. And it being a 30 by 50 building, I mean, it's pretty big. That's a lot of, have to run. Have a good evening. See ya. Bye, Danielle. Let's see, Vicky. In Denver and Phoenix, they said they had to do the walls before the roof because high winds yanked all the trusses off. Oh, wow. That's interesting. And we have the high winds. Let's see. KJ, I cut my own hair. I get exactly what I want. It's cheaper by far, and if I screw it up, it's only me to blame. Only had 2 minor oopsies in the 3 years I've been doing it. I almost cut bangs the other day. I was sitting here all bored, and I was like, I'm going to cut bangs. You know, you get on YouTube, you watch this short, they cut their bangs all fast. They do this twisty thing, like they do a V, and then they pull it down, they twist it, and they trim. And I was like, I could do that. I have that itis. I can do that itis. Robin's been watching and helping Kimmy out with her videos. She's not going to be able to be posting videos because of what she has going on down in Boise. And go to her community page. She's put out a notice, if you guys don't know. So definitely go back and watch some of her old stuff. Help her out there. That'd be fantastic. Yeah, so that's what I'm hoping. Tiffany, you've always cut your hair's long too. Is it still long? I haven't seen an updated picture here recently. Yeah, I really wanted to have the roofing done, but cutting into those logs and having them, Kim and I had planned like a 2-day milling spree. And when we cut into those 2 logs and they were both rotten, that was a kick in the pants, man. That was like such a bummer. Right? Help her still get a paycheck. Let's see. I need to be careful trimming the beard. Just let it go now. There's like a real thing to trimming the beard. I watched a video of a guy, like them cleaning up this guy, and I was like, dang, that's like a whole thing. Got to put all the special stuff in it. And anyway, so once those trees were bad, that really kind of put a halt on a whole lot of stuff, because we have a ton of 3x6s, 3x6 by 10.5 to cut, because those are the purlins that go up, and you know there's a lot of those. Those are a lot of those. So we do have Greg, a friend of ours is gonna let us use his grapple. So we'll be able to move the trees that we have over here that are already down. We need to finish clearing that area back there, reassess how many logs that we have, and go pick and choose which trees we're going to drop to replace the ones that went bad. And then we'll be able to mill them. And I think we're just going to kind of mill one, put that stuff up, mill one, put that stuff up. So, you know, once we're doing 3x6s, like we'll be able to bust through a log fairly quickly, and then we'll put them up. And so we'll basically be able to just be like, okay, this is how many we needed and we're good to go, kind of thing. But yeah, that was a real bummer. All right, you guys, we have about 45 seconds. Any questions? The dogs are barking at something. Justin was sitting on the back porch just growling, like there's just nothing. Couldn't see anything. Chloe's sitting in the chair. He's howling. We get coyotes on the pipeline. What's for dinner? I already ate today. I actually had a steak and those mushrooms. He's out there howling. Can you guys hear him howling? Do you hear him howling? That's so funny. But we get coyotes on the pipeline, and they will sit out there and bark and cougar outside and inside. It's so funny when he howls. It's so cute. But the coyotes will try to lure them out. And so I'm going to have to bring them in and shut the door. So see you guys later. Thanks for hanging out with me. If you've thought about doing a member subscription, do it. It's very helpful. It's like, I don't know, $2 or something. We love you, Heather and Kimmy. All right, everybody. See you later. Have a great evening. Bye.